Good morning. It is September the 27th, 2017, and time to kick off another day of trading. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations, unlike an actual performance record. Simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Well, the day has finally arrived. The much anticipated and talked about Trump tax package will be announced at 3:20 p.m. in Indianapolis, Indiana today, if the article is right that I got this morning. The details have been leaked. Bottom tax bracket, 12%, but with double deductions. Highest bracket, 35%, and we'll still get from 39.6. We'll still get howls about how unfair it is to raise taxes on the least capable of our citizens, and to lower them for the wealthiest Americans. I don't know what the cut is to get to $35,000, but my guess is probably around $300,000, which isn't fabulous living in most spots of the world, even the biggest cities, but certainly doesn't make you wealthy. And corporate tax rates, 20%. Trump campaigned on 15%, but that's all the Republican Party would give him. And once again, Trump's biggest obstacle is the Republican Party. The Dems do what they do. What's expected. We do have news today that could move the markets. Durable orders plus 1.5%. Ex-transportation plus 0.4. Be nice to see core capital goods hit their number, but core capital goods are called plus 0.3%. If we do get that, that shows you the business is starting to make investments. Pending home sales minus 0.2%. That's probably accurate. And crude plus 2.9. Last night's APIs, crude drew 0.8. Gasoline built plus 1.5. They never like to see that. And distillates drew 4.5. That's transportation, industrial, the commercial fuel. Even though we see cars pulled up at the diesel pumps, it's the tractor trailer rigs and boats and aircraft, and that's a good sign, the industrial side of it. So the market will be looking for less than a $2 million barrel build. They're going to hope for a less than a 1.5 build in gasoline, and they'd like to see more of a draw on distillates, but the whipsaw comes from gasoline and crude, and that'll limit the trading in crude as we get started. Looking at the market, treasuries, gold, the euro got clobbered last night. Janet Yellen's speech was taken as very hawkish, and the comments that gave the market that sentiment was, we got to stay in front of inflation. We can't wait for inflation to be here before we raise interest rates. So that reaffirmed the Fed's desire to raise interest rates one more time in 2017 and 3 times in 2018, according to their dot plots or their transparency announcements. And treasuries got clobbered last night. We lost over a point in the knob spread. Want to be short once to see if we can't take out the support here at 125.12 to 14, but we do have the 5-year auction, and at some point, it is our weakest auction, the intermediate term, but at some point the dealers will have to come in and support the market. That could be as late as 12:30 Eastern time, but the 5-year buyers are going to get a nice jump in yield. My guess is the 5-year auction is going to be a pretty good one. So we can get short one time. We can't bust the 12 to 14. We can trade from the long side because of the 5-year auction. First sell will be 19 to 23. Second sell 27 to 31. On the buy side, 9 to 13 by 1. 1 to 5 by 2. Looking at the 30-year, number 1 will be 20 to 24, 27, 31, sell 1, 3 to 7, sell 2. We've got a low volume number here at 14. We've got a little bulge at 9, another low volume number at 8, so we'll make 8 to 12, number 1. Buy 1 to 5. Let them go a little bit lower, but not break. And then buy 25 to 29. Don't think the bottom can fall out of the market to move the paper, but I do think we're going to have a pretty good auction just because of the yield. Nancy, I hope you're wrong. My guess is they do pound. Everybody likes tax cuts, even Democrats and Democrat donors. So my guess is they'll get the tax cut passed. We'll see, though. You never know until it's over. Okay, gold got whacked. This little low volume number down here at 85.60, basically 86. We are at 92.50, so I'm guessing 85 is probably reasonable support. So first buy 88 to 90. Second buy 84.86. On the sell side, 95 to 97. And 99 to 01 for sell 2. Euro got clobbered. We saw that yesterday. Interest rates are going higher. Draghi is still talking about interest rates possibly are going higher in Europe. They will go higher at some point. But he hasn't announced when he's formally ending the ECB support for the markets. So 1775, 1785 by 1, 1750 to 60 by 2. I think 50 to 75 is probably pretty good support. On the sell side, 118.15 to 25, sell 1. 1840, 1850, sell 2. Draghi, with the help of the U.S. dollar, our economy is achieving his goals of a lower euro, so they can export outside of the European Union. Saw a article where 1.5 million refugees from Africa, the Middle East, is stimulus for the European economy. And what we're finding is that these people get up there, they're uneducated. They are ignorant. They don't have any skills. And quite a few of them are, they're not children where they can be taught. So the finding is that about 95% of them are unemployable in a modern economy, which leads to, unskilled labor. And that's not what Europe needs to fund their social programs. So they get the worst of everything. They get terrorism. They get bigger welfare payments. You get criminals. They're importing criminals and murderers into their. They get people that are not loyal to their country, that don't have the heritage. It's just the worst of everything going, and they don't get the labor that on paper they've been sold will solve their funding problems down the road. So what do we have? We have to wait a generation to educate this group's children. And what do we know about second generation immigrants? They tend to stock or feed the terrorist pool if they are Muslims. So it's a mess out there, and we will see what's going to happen. Dollar should be stronger than the euro. Okay, 51.88. So 52 and a quarter, pretty much where we were last night. Sell one. 52.50, 52.75. Sell two. On the buy side, 51.50.75 to get started. It'll be buy one. We're looking for a 30 tick range before the news, the inventories hit. Looking for a build of plus 2.9. The APIs, crude actually drew. Gasoline built 1.5. They would like this to be less than 1.5. They would like the 2.9 to be less than 2.9. Minus 4.5 for distillates. And they would like a draw greater than 4.5. So quiet, then we'll get the announcement, and we'll see what the move is, and we'll try to play that, and hopefully we won't have a whipsaw between gasoline and crude. So we get to do our Newsday trade setup. E-mini. Well, the day has finally come. The long-awaited formal announcement of the tax package is here. The market has been bought since November the 9th on this tax package, so my guess is we rally into the announcement. That rally goes around the globe, and if there's any profit going to be taken, it'll come tomorrow on the rumor fact situation. 3:20 Eastern Time is the announcement. The markets will be closed. So I'm guessing resistance is 5 to 7, and we'll have a sell at 4 to 6, 9 to 11. And on the buy side, buying 95s, 97s by 1, and 90, 92 by 2. Interested in the long side of the market until we see rejection of 25.05. Durable orders up 1.5%. X transportation plus 0.4. Good right this morning. Core capital goods up 0.3. I think that number, if it were to come in at 0.3% or greater than that, that would be could have a pretty good stimulus effect on the market. Pending home sales minus 0.2. That's probably right. The housing numbers have started to soften. Crude inventory is usually not a factor. Then Trump at 320. So everything's pointing to a higher market. It's going to take a bit to get everything up and published, put in its right spot. I will get busy on that. I will be with you as soon as possible.